Hey, good morning right now. It's about to be afternoon. How are y'all doing? Let's check in. Did y'all have a good Christmas or holiday or just time off if you don't celebrate Christmas? Um, what did y'all cook? I had to make macaroni and cheese, and then I also made greens. Later, my dad and I had a deal where if he made eggnog, I would make the vanilla wafer cake, and honey, it turned out delicious. This past holiday in November, Thanksgiving, I made a 5 flavor pound cake and it was so good. It went like that. But anyway, uh, community, community. Um, if you've recently joined or followed me, I appreciate the community. But community is something in my personal life I feel almost challenged with because these folks never do what I want them to do. No. Um, While I would say that that's, part of it, if I'm being honest, but it's like they don't do what you want them to do. Um, um, Sometimes I can be a control freak and I just want people, or I wish people would love the way that I love. Now, I realize how conceited that sounds, right? Because it ain't like my love is all that. But um, the beauty of community, as frustrating as it can be, is that, people are different and love is not control, You want them to see things the way you see them, do things the way, the way you want to do them. You want them to do them, but love is not control. And that's the most infuriating yet freeing thing, because when you receive a unconditional and not controlling love, um, it's absolutely beautiful. But then when you try to control somebody, and I don't know why this is cracking me up today, but when you try to control somebody and make them see your way of doing something, that's when it's the most frustrating. But yeah, community. My community is filled with family and friends. I come from a large family, and my parents come from fairly large families. My dad's like the third of 9, my mom's the second of 5, and I'm the third of 8. And as much as I wanted to see everybody and gather with everybody, they have their own lives and all that kind of stuff. And it was just kind of like a little sad. But for the most part, I was still surrounded by family. I think about, I briefly had the thought of, you know what? Next Christmas and every Christmas, I'll probably just start traveling since these fools don't want to act right. But what good would that do? Because I'm robbing myself of community, whatever it looks like, however they choose to show up. And I'm someone who, not saying I don't like to be alone. I do cherish my times alone, but during the holidays, I love to be surrounded by family, and I'm just a family oriented person. But in community, I find just peace. I find happiness. It is energizing to get around everybody, be loved on and love on others, and then just laugh and have fun, play games, things like that. And so, how are you surrounding yourself with community? Have you isolated yourself because you're not getting what you want to receive, or are you just allowing the love to flow however it shows up? You know, sometimes we try to control everything, but love is not control. I found myself saying that a few times yesterday in different conversations. Love is not control. We were talking about things about the church and the church as a body. And then, like, in another conversation, it was about relationships, but I kept saying that love is not control. And the most freeing thing that you can do is allow someone to be themselves, allow them to flourish and just be. Because if you're trying to control everything that they do and say and how they show up and what they have to offer, you're always going to have that question in the back of your mind. Is this really love if I controlled everything? Is this the love that they would give me? You know, and would they even be here if I wasn't trying to control the situation? So I don't know. I just, for whatever reason, that was the running theme I noticed throughout my day. Love is not control. When I allow my community to show up in all their various quirky ways, I find my life is more enriched. I find that there are lessons that I learn, and I get to experience the beauty of that person just because I am not controlling their every move. And when I find myself find myself being controlled, or someone's trying to control me, then it just never feels right. And I can always tell, it's like, oh, they were being manipulative or they were trying to be sneaky, But in community, the beauty of it is that you get a mix of things, some good, some bad, but in everything you're learning and you're evolving, you're growing, and you're developing because you're being stretched and you're having to deal with situations that you may not have necessarily wanted to deal with, but it's working for your good. So cherish your community today. If your community is not a place that you necessarily want to be, see how you're contributing to that, or see how you can, I don't want to say change that because then it's going back to control, but see how you can maybe come to a place of resolving that. All right. Have an amazing day. Love you all. Bye.